Hello, hello. My name is Ash, and welcome to another episode of Create Arcane Engineering. Um, Today, what I want to do, I accidentally took a screenshot, is that I would like to get this arcane gold done. So I have collected some leaves, that are kind of reminiscent of gold. And we are going to be placing some of these. And then we're going to get our arcane gold farm, and then hopefully we can build our first airship transport, right? And it'll be like a very short trip. It'll be like, I don't know, it'll come out and maybe go back in like that. So we'll probably have the port for it be on this side. So we've got these. Now the idea I had for this tree is to create kind of gold sheen. So I've kind of laid out the order of this is the brightest yellow, then we're going a bit into orange with these chipped leaves. Right, and then we go back a little bit into yellow as kind of reflective light, because gold is reflective, right? And we want these tree leaves to be very gold. Now, I kind of want kind of like flat spread leaves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go. I want this. Let's go for this place terrain that I had. Let's get rid of all of this. We want I like accelerate because it goes a little faster, and then I will want to get place block. So we want place block, then we want AoE, and we'll have it. I feel like that's decent for the shape, and we'll modify this after we've got some placed in. So that's going to do that. Place block. Yep. Okay. So what I want to do, let's move our stuff a little bit, and let's use these yellow flashing archwood as a base, and then we will move, right? So this is just going to be place plane. Okay. So let's say we want something here, right? And then we can kind of this is not really looking how I wanted it. I want it to be facing down. Oops, accidentally double press that. So let's go under a little bit. And if we do something like that, right? And yeah, we'll modify this in a bit. I think the leaves want to go on top since they are trying to get to the sunlight to grow the tree and photosynthesize. So we probably don't need as many underneath. And so we just want to probably just break a bunch of these, right? and reshape it. I'm almost wondering if it'll be easier to place it all manually. Okay, that's a little too much out here. I want something like that, and then I want to get rid of that one, those ones, get rid of that one, and that one. It looks like it's a little too favoring that side, so we could bring these out and rough it up a little more. And it's looking like I want something like that. And maybe that. And is this feeling okay? It feels like it wants to be even wider, right? Unfortunately, our place spell isn't really doing what I want there, so let's modify it. Right, it's on this book. Place plane. Let's reduce the AoE. And let's see if we can actually, let's get rid of the AoE. Let's see if we can kind of like sketch out a bit more of a shape, right? And then we'd like fill it in or something. Right, so I feel like we want it to come out a bit and then probably come out there a little bit. Come out there, and so is that shape feeling better? This is kind of hard. I'm not good at leafing trees. I think I'm gonna work on this and try and get to a shape I like. Okay, so I was working on the leaves a bit and I realized you kind of want smaller patches near the end of branches. And I think for that I didn't have enough branches, so I went in with some fences and some spruce railing, and I kind of just added a few more like very thin branches coming off, and also one or two thicker branches, just to, you know, pull it together a bit more. And I think doing that helps with the look a little more, right? And then you can do stuff like this. Yeah, and that I think feels a little better, right? This actually, yeah. So I'm going to do like this kind of thing a little bit, and then we'll work on texturing it with the other leaves after I get the shapes kind of sketched out. Okay, so I have placed in the flashing archwood leaves, and honestly, it might be a downgrade from just the leafless tree, but I'm hoping it'll come together. I think it needed more leaves, but I used all of my archwood leaves, so I do want to get started on this kind of transition, right? So, and hopefully that'll get me some back. So my idea, kind of, is that I want, let's see, like, do I want it per leaf patch to have this kind of gradient, or do I want it in total have that kind of gradient? I think per leaf patch might be a little better. So I think what I'm gonna do is, actually I'm not certain, it's not just better to do it a bit more randomly first and then try and clean it up afterwards. I put my trowel there, then with my silk touch I can kind of mess up the texture a little bit. It looks like some of it's not working great, but kind of annoying. But I guess what I'll do is I'll focus on the underside. Yeah, that's messing up my leaf. I mean, it's fine, right? I just would have preferred it to keep the exact shape. But you can't really use this trowel like this unless I'm breaking. Oh, what's happening here is it's basically how in creative, when you break a block and then place a block in quick succession, it replaces the block position. So I'm pretty sure this works the same way, because I am breaking the block with the spell book and then placing with the trowel in the same, I guess, tick. It's replacing the block that I click on. So yeah, I think what I want to do is I want to focus on these lower sections of leaves, and then I'll reshape it a little and clean it up, and then come back to you guys. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I have textured this stuff. What I've tried to do is I've tried to keep the orange leaves near the bottom and on the underside of the canopies, and I have tried to keep the flashing archwood on top, and I've also tried to get rid of this white texture, too much of it, because I feel like it's very bright, and it doesn't quite work. So it's a little more messy than I want. Like I don't like that orange one right there. So I'll switch that out. And yeah, it's a lot of that stuff. Like I don't think I want this much orange here either. Yeah, and then I want to get rid of that light there. It's kind of this process, right? I'm trying to target areas where it looks too bright underneath, and then place some of the darker leaves there. And then if it's too bright on top, I want to, so like over here, I think what I want to do is I actually want to add some leaves on top. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, and I think it's come together pretty well. I like it. I've got no idea how I'm going to place the gold farm on top of it. Like, where does the gold farm fit into this tree structure? Because I kind of expected the canopy to be bigger, but then it didn't look good if it was too much larger. So I'm thinking maybe here we've got a nice space where it's covered on top and bare on bottom, and so we can fit kind of a platform here and maybe around this trunk some. So we could put our arcane gold farm there and then have our sky dock come out over here some. Yeah, okay. So we don't need like a big farm for our arcane gold. So let's have a think about what's kind of would look good as like in this, but not like contrast with the tree too much. So I'm gonna try and think of a block palette for the building or the farm that goes on here. God damn it, I accidentally used my fell spell. Damn it. Hopefully there's a backup. Let me see if there's a backup. Phew, looks like we're safe. Yeah, FTV backups every 30 minutes. Yeah, it looks like my dirt is still going as well. I think there's going to be some stuff I need, but what I want to do, I guess we'll show it now, since I have a bit more of an idea of what I was planning on doing anyway. I want to have this farm be a bit more Oz focused, because I feel like a big platform here, it doesn't feel right? So I'm gonna need to have a look in here. I have this. Be careful. Alright, I think I was planning on getting rid of one of these. Spells. But and we'll have a harvest spell shot out by a spell turret on a timer. And that way, and we'll also have another agronomic source link here that hopefully should be able to power this ritual of overgrowth. We're not going to be able to have many plants here, but I want to have them kind of hanging. So I feel like a good spot to have them hanging would be maybe here. And be careful, silk touch, that's what I want. Okay. We can maybe do something like that. And then let's actually have this one wide, right? And then I want to extend this out. No. We'll do something like, no, not like that. We'll push Like that, okay. So we can have something like this, and then I want to have a couple planters hanging down. This might actually need to come out further. I think I want to have... Yeah, actually let's bring this out further. Go in here. Yep. We want this one there, and I guess this one. Hopefully that's far enough away, and I want this like a block lower or something. I think that's nice. And then we're gonna have I think maybe like maybe on the ground here we can have our ritual of overgrowth. I'm not sure. And I want to double check. Okay, so let's make our harvest spell, right? Let's get rid of this. We want a harvest spell, and we want it projectile, harvest, 2 AoE, and we want it to pick up the items. So we want this to be able to harvest stuff. So first of all, let's grow those, right? If I were to shoot harvest from the bottom, it does work. Okay, that's good to know. So we're going to be having 8 around, a lily pad of fertility in the center, I think. And we're going to have these spell turrets firing at the bottom of planter pots with some rich soil in them, which I am making over here. I don't have enough, but for now that's fine. And we're also going to have a tablet of overgrowth. Right now what we can do is we can grab some covers. I have them in here. Yep, this was my rail building backpack. Okay, so we just want those covers. And we're also going to want some water. Do we have buckets? Yes. I feel like I think I lost my buckets at some point. Not sure where I put them. Maybe I crafted them into something. What we want to do... right, and I want some spell prisms. I want these turrets, when they fire, to collect the chests on an easy to access location. So if we use spell prisms, like here, let's craft like 8. Then we should be able to redirect the spell so that it can target a specific area. So we want these to be on the lower half of the block, and then we place it here and here. In fact, I think actually we want them 1 block lower. And then be careful with spells, don't misclick. Okay. So, silk touch those. These are going to be waterlogged. For right now, let's temporarily use this. Yeah. Let's use this calcite, but let's also temporarily place where we want our dirt to go, right? Our rich soil, so we can just get an idea. It'll be something like that, and I think That's fine, that's not too distracting. Then around the sides, we're going to want, I think, these. Like so. And we do have enough, but not enough to cover the underside, but that's fine. I think we can use slabs for the underside, and let's use, let's bring in the blue a little bit. Yeah. So we'll do something like that, and then we're going to want, I hope this ritual is able to reach on multiple Y levels. What we're going to do is, I think we want the spell prism to be facing up. If we go like that, and then we can get them out of our side slot. So that should be facing up. So when we shoot these, they should go upwards. Then I think over here we're going to have like a magically floating platform. So let's grab our trowel back, and we want to do this. Let's say we're going to have our skyship dock over here. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's fine. Then, since we've got the diorite here, let's gradient out from it into the calcite. Then let's do that. And oops. And that. And we also, let's go. God damn it. Rain never stops. It just stopped raining before I started. Oh, actually, no. That was the non-backup world. Let's actually, let's go calcite here, diorite there, and I think that's actually a little too much. So let's do that. Yeah, and actually maybe let's do it like that. Okay, so we've got a bit of a platform here, and we'll spruce it up later. God, I wanted also actually to add some limestone. I don't really like how much that clashes, but it adds some like dirtiness, which is kind of nice. Alright. Okay. So that's our platform. We're gonna have our skyship dock here, and then it's going to swing up over here and dock here. And that's probably all that ship is gonna do. And it'll probably stay docked here for the most part until it gets stuff. We are going to silk touch, get rid of this calcite. Then we want to waterlog this, and let's also go over to here, grab more water from our source, and we want to place that logged there. And let's actually grab this stuff. This one is finished. Yeah, okay, let's just grab it all. We're kind of interrupting the progress. Let's also use some mushrooms to speed it up. But the water also speeds it up, so hopefully this will go a little faster. Right. Do that. And let's also just place a mushroom on it, or a couple, just to you know, expedite the process. Then, so that's going to be like that. Then we're going to have a lily pad of fertility there. I don't want to place this overgrowth tablet just yet. Okay, so let's have a look at these now. So we want a spell prism facing into that one, and then this, we're going to have another spell prism there, and then we will have these facing into here. And let's quickly move our spell onto our tablet, onto, sorry, the parchment. So we want harvest. Set spell. Alright, let's also just grab a source jar. Right here. Go through. And we want to place this source jar, let's say right here. We want an agronomic source link. Let's place this here. Actually, let's move it up a block. What I wanted. Is that? Oh, that does work. Okay. Take that out. I'm not sure what blocks we're going to use there just yet. You know what? Maybe it will be calcite. And then we can do this kind of gradient thing there. Yeah, okay. Just do that. Then what we want to do is we want... I feel like this is going to be too low, so let's move the ritual up to... we can have like floating like here or something. Since this is kind of magical, and this is also like half magical themed mod pack, I think this is fine. That's now in range of this. And what we can do for that, let's place a source relay on top. Grab our Dominion wand wherever it is. I said wherever it is. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay. You're going to go there, and I'm hoping this can output to the source relay. We want our tablet of overgrowth. That's running. That looks like it needs to be up a block, doesn't it? Okay, let's test. Is that gonna grow fast? 99% full. Okay. No, I think it was just 99% full. Okay, well, that sucks. We're gonna have to recraft that. And this needs to go up 2 blocks then. 1. So it goes on top of this. That did power that, but it didn't give the source jar any. So we'll also grab another source jar. Okay, I only had 1 Lily of Fatality left, so I grabbed it from the hemp, or whatever it's called, since we don't really need that anymore. These are going, okay. But I also got some more. So, or I made some more. Place that back. Place these over here. These are the mushrooms. If we go mushroom, you can actually see. Where is it? No, we go compost. You can see it is sped up by adjacent activators, and these mushrooms count as activators, which is why we've put them there. So I'm hoping this tablet of overgrowth works. Let's just double check it doesn't say in the ritual. Where would it be? Rituals, tablet of overgrowth. In the area around it. Okay. We want that. We had source jars, I just forgot. So this is going to go up here, and then that sends here. This is going to take from there. Now that works. Whenever this stuff grows, yeah, you can see. And then this ritual, to use it, and I'm hoping I can see green sparkles there. So I'm guessing this works here. It looks like it is just barely in range. Oh god, it's a little obnoxious though. I wish you could hide those particles, I think. Regardless, you can have these in here. Now what should happen if we power one of these? This one has stuff. Let's also just give it a chest to actually put the items in. Where is my chest? In here. Or we can use a barrel. That's fine too. We might, change the look of those up. You can see, shoots up. It did not seem to harvest though. Let me double check. It's working all the way. It's sending it up. It's just not harvesting this. Now you can't right-click harvest this, so that could be why. So I think what we will do is we'll grab a hoe. We'll place these mushrooms around. We hoe this and put this here, and then let's go. Oh, don't use the fell spell. Okay, growth. God, I don't Right. If I use it on the... There we go. That is now grown. Now, if I were to... There, and that harvests it. So, that is how we are going to be harvesting these golden orchids. Oh no, okay. Right, they need magical dirt. I forgot. That's fine. Yeah, that's completely fine. But I'm gonna get the magical dirt. Okay, so we get rid of this stuff like so. And I really hope these can harvest the magical bone meal. But yeah, so we just need to place this farmland. I don't think we actually need the water, but the water lets us put the fertility lily pad there. So we just place that there, we hoe it, and then we use this arcane bone meal. We got a bunch of that from, I think, looting some structures. So we can just do that. And it looks like it does get saturated. And then we can just place our arcane gold seeds like that. And they grow super quickly, it looks like. Or, I mean, they're getting a lot of sparkles. This... we might need to get rid of the ritual here. Okay, let's see. We want to... When these... Let's, use this growth spell. And then let's just double check this works. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna be filling quickly enough for that. I will craft the rest of the golden orchids though. That'll be easy now, since we have all of this arcane gold. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do here is, first of all, let's go and set some redstone up. So we want there. And silk touch. Let's put these up. We want to power those, and I think actually let's switch this out for a normal block, because underneath here what I want to do is set up some redstone. So let's go here. Nope. So let's say we want to power that. We'll have a block here. Nope. It's fine. And I'm gonna do the same kind of setup I did the other setup. We have just a pulse repeater. I'm gonna set this, I think, to 5 minutes. That should hopefully be enough time for these to grow with all the magical farmland. And I'm hoping that's also enough time for the agronomic source link to fill these enough that, because I'm not sure actually how bad the source strain is on these. Yeah, actually, I should test that first. Let's see. It's at 60%. It's at 58%. So it's 2% source strain. And then there's 22. And so we need to make sure is this gonna fill up 2% by the time this field grows? If not, it's not the end of the world. It just means we'll have to send some supplementary source from our main network, or upgrade source production and don't produce it locally. But we want this, want those. Now we're gonna power that through this block, I believe. Hopefully. We might need to change that to a repeater. We could also use a torch there. No, I want it to have the pulse on the right edge. Okay, so we're gonna need 3 more redstone, and I'll get a repeater just in case. I really should get like a a redstone toolbox. I've got one for like all my other stuff, just not redstone. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna set that up. This, after 5 minutes is up, it's gonna pulse this. I think just to be safe, I will switch that for a repeater. I'm not, actually the repeater probably won't work, will it? I think what's gonna happen is the repeater isn't going to recognize it because it's a 1-tick pulse. So you would need like a pulse repeater in order to get the power out. So I think what I am gonna do, this is only what, 33% grown. Let's grow it real quick, like this, and that. And let's test this by just clicking that. That did not seem to work, did it? Yeah. Alright. It looks like it got up 1% from, so maybe it will be enough. I think if we add an extra field. No, I don't think that'll actually change anything if we add an extra field. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's test if the repeater works. I'm not sure if that was short enough. So let's go 10 seconds. Right. Let's grow these just so we're not wasting the power or anything like that. Okay. So we want to reset this. So after 10 seconds it should fire. Okay, it looks like that does work. So we are going to switch this. Let's break this. We want to switch it to 5 minutes. Like so. And this is going to be able to get our arcane gold automatically, as long as this is positive on source, which I'm not certain it will be, but I wanted to do it this way because it'll look cool, and fits the build more than having some like bulky, create farm. I mean, they're not that bulky, but they'd be more bulky than having this kind of wireless transmission, right? So we're gonna want this to have a skydock. So let's build this out a little bit, and I'm just going to use random block for right now. Let's say we want our skyship, however it'll look, probably pretty small, to be right there. So what we're going to need to do is, I think, get some spell. Let's go this spell. Let's get rid of that. And we want to say this is going to be a place dirt spell, right? And this is going to help us with our scaffolding. So I want to go underfoot, conjure terrain. Yes. And that's going to be it. Okay. Let's actually call it dirt scaffold. Dirt scaffold. Great. Alright. So let's go and grab our phantom rails. Okay, so in here we can see phantom rails from the Creates Daemon Rails mod. It is just the same setup, except you feed in phantom membrane instead of slabs. And that gives us these phantom tracks. So what we can do with these is we can place them like normal train tracks, and then they disappear when we're not looking at them. So we can use this in order to create skyships. So they're trains, right? But they will like fly, right? They'll look like they're flying. So we're gonna go one. I want to go here. We don't want it right against the window, so let's go out just like a couple blocks. Let's say here, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Say 1, 2, 3, and then we place it there. Okay. So we're gonna do, I think, the same thing here, but this one, because it's gonna be a floating platform, it's not gonna have a roof really. I feel like we can place it a little closer. So we wanna go 1 here, maybe, and there's a 1 block gap there. And that's where it'll pull up. So, because it's a skyship, I'm a lot less worried about the turning. However, it is going to need, because we've got a wall here, it's going to need to have train controls on both sides. And then I think, yeah, so we're going to have our, right, I made this spell specifically for this. Let's say it'll go out here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11. So that's 2 blocks out. 2 blocks out. Yeah, I think that will be our train station. Because we're gonna probably do a balloon with a carriage. It probably doesn't actually. You know what? Actually, I think I'm gonna shrink this by 2 blocks. So it's actually in line, because our sky carriage, it can't be too big, right? Because of this. So this is gonna come out. Oh, god damn it. Okay. The gravity belt makes this a little awkward, but we can just fly. That'll be 7. and it's going to be a little awkward if the balloon is longer than 7. So maybe we don't. We have a pretty small balloon, because otherwise it's going to intersect with our wall, and we've got our chapter 1 behind here. So I don't think we can reach all the way over here. Right, that's way too far. Okay, so let's go. Let's say we want to come out around here. Let's say here. Let's say we want to go here. Turn slope to steep. Okay, so we can go up a bit. How's that? That's a bit too far up, actually. Let's go here. And let's smooth that out. And then let's go. And can we connect right up here? Cannot create sloped S-bends. Okay. That means we should find out. So what Y level is this on? So we are, okay, let's just say, yeah, that is the right Y level. Let's go over to, like, okay, I think we're gonna have to come out. So let's slope it down, and then we'll curve around. So let's say, let's go over here maybe. Too far away. And then we want to raise this up. Was it this block? One more. Let's do that. And then can we do a sloped U-turn? No, okay. So we want to go like over here roughly. And we don't need to worry too much about like oh, I should also actually. I should how do I should smooth this curve out though. But we don't need to worry about having like overall train flow too much. Come on. Can you please? There we go. So, but we do want our curves to be smooth, right? Let's go like that. And then, now the problem is it still has a hitbox, so I can still run into it. Slope too steep. Okay, so we need to go even further out. And get rid of that. So now maybe can we do this? Slope too steep. Yeah, okay, it's a little tough. We might need to come out further. God, it's annoyingly. Does it not? Oh, it does not have. Okay, never mind. We can actually go straight through it. Okay, I'm gonna actually try and figure out a good path for this, and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm back, and I have sorted out the path the airship shall take. It's actually quite promising for what I wanted out of this idea, right? So I wanted airships to be like flying around the base, but I was worried because it's so vertical that it would kind of get cramped. But because the slopes are like you need, it's like a minimum height for the slope, and I think the curved slopes especially, it really needs to be gradual. I mean, like if it was an actual train, it would be going like way too much. But this works, right? So there are a couple things I'm curious about when we actually try this out. But yeah, so you can see it's got a wide turn. I've tried to smooth it as much as possible. Yeah, and it works pretty great. I didn't actually realize, but some of these stretches of track, yeah, I think it's this one, is where I connected from there. I didn't actually realize if you continue on upward grade on your curve, even though this is straight, it will automatically change to an angle so that it doesn't create a weird bend. So that's nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a train station, and I'm going to show you guys a rudimentary little airship. Okay, so let's make a little test balloon. I don't have a seat, but that should be fine. So let's grab a train station, and let's put it, let's see, here. Yep. Let's put it there. And like that. And then I guess we'll put another one here, even though we can't really use that yet. What we're going to do is we're going to go create new train. And what we want to do is, I think it's Alt. We can go to, I believe there is an option for like no yeah, no style, like no carriage, right? So we can do that. So then there's no wheels. Then what we can do is we can grab, I don't know, we'd want like a chest and some stuff like this, right? And would need, I guess, 2 of these, right? Let's just, you know, kind of design something that looks not too bad. Well, come on, stop. And then we want another one. That. And I don't know, we'd use like a slab or something. And unfortunately we can't turn around, so we'll have to create something that looks like it could go in 2 directions, rather than a nice, like, I don't know, sky boat or something like that. Then because this is just a test, I'm not gonna go crazy with it. We'll just go up here. Let's also just double check, is this, it looks like it is gaining. I think that was at like 50 before. Right, so then we'd have like that, and you know, some balloon, and put some blocks in the center so it all connects properly. Right, we could do something like this. Right, now we have a little ship. Obviously, would make it look better than that. Then we could let's grab these two corners and glue the whole thing. It looks like it's not counting these ropes as a connection. So what we'll do, we'll just grab, and we'll use these, I guess, piston extension poles instead. Nope. Yep, this needs to get updated. And then we can do that. Right, now we have a tiny little ship thing, and then after we glue it, we can just remove the parts we don't need, like so. Then we can assemble, we also need train controls. Put that there. You know what, and let's get a seat as well. Okay, there is our seat, and you know what, God, I'll make the other train controls too. And we just place them there. We can get rid of this crap. Right? And then we can say assemble. Now we're probably, ooh, it's creating a bit of lag. Oh no. Well, I'm pretty sure they work. Let me. Okay, I made a new test world and it hasn't crashed yet, so I think I can record it. So creating the train track on the Phantom Rail, that was fine. Creating it like this, that's fine. Okay. Is it a problem with the bogie style? Maybe. So if we go like, nope, we want to go create new train. Is this the problem, right? If I put, I don't know, controls on it like that. Assembly failed, no structure attack. Oh. Alright, let's do that. We may as well use the same example to make sure that's okay. Assemble. Okay, that's the issue. It's that bogey. Okay, so I'm loading another backup. So it sucks that we can't use the yeah. Just for the record, I could not re-enter the world after trying to assemble the Steam and Rails bogie, and I think I shouldn't try to use any other Steam and Rails bogie either. Like maybe I could test with some of the other ones that aren't the wheel-less bogies. But yeah, so it's unfortunate, but we can always just work the wheel into the design. So let's see, where is this backup? Oh, perfect timing for the backup. Okay. let's place this, create new. Did I have all of the stuff I needed? Okay. So, I mean, I'll change it to, no, not this one. That one. I'll change it to that. Maybe something to do with clicking on this block. But yeah, so this, hopefully we don't have that issue anymore. So let's go and build just something basic. Right, we'll use the same stuff here. And I won't go too fancy with it, just so that I can show this off and end the episode, right? So, you know, imagine you could do something like this. Right, and then you could, I'm not even going to optimize my gluing. Right, you glue it, then you put a train controls. Nope, not what I wanted. Put a train controls. So yeah, imagine, you know, this is our airship that is flying around here. That was 71. That is rising, good. And it's farming, right? Yeah, okay. Would have our airship, and it would be assembled. Yes, no problems. And you can see this would fly like this, and I'm actually getting pulled. No, it's because I'm pressing forward, I'm also flying. You wanna, okay. Stop controlling it, let's get on here. You can see I got flung off, but yeah, we've got airship. It would fly around like that, and it would look pretty cool. We're gonna have to work these wheels into the design. One thing I do want to do is let's drive it backwards. Looks like the hitbox is a little funky. I want to see if we can put this on a bearing and stabilize it so that it doesn't tilt, because I think for an airship it looks a little weird if it tilts like that. So let's go disassemble, and let's see if we grab contraptions, mechanical bearing, then do this. Let's get rid of our glue. In fact, let's get rid of all of the glue, and let's redesign this a bit just so we can test. Alright, that's fine. Ooh, I mean, no. what we want to do is we want to make it so everything is attached to this bearing, right? Now it's not going to work as well with the invisibleness. But if we were to go this, let's, I don't know, grab some blocks. Right, don't connect there. But yeah, let's imagine it's like this, right? Something like this, but it's only connected to the bogey through this bearing, and then we do this. I don't know if this will work, which is I guess why we're testing it. That. Now if you place the contraption controls, say there, is this going to assemble? Yeah. But unfortunately it looks like it doesn't work. For tilting, usually when a mechanical bearing is on a contraption, it tilts everything so it stays level. So I guess we'll just have to keep in mind when we design this airship that it is going to be doing that, and it might look a little goofy doing that. Yeah, let's just park this back. Yeah. And yeah, so we're going to have a little airship. It's going to look something like that. It's going to be able to pick up these arcane gold, and it's going to take them up to here and offload them. And I think that'll look cool, right? Just got to remember that this bearing idea does not work. Yeah, so I'm going to work on an airship design, probably in my own time. But we completed something. Completed the tree. Nice. So yeah, we'll work on this stuff next episode. But thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.